and then you can watch it, and then you can watch the video again if you need it. But anybody else needs to ever do it again. So this video is about updating the strings attached website. Excuse me if I cough. Okay. So the strings attached website is the okay. It's the authoritative site. And I'm going to stop here and I'll come right back after I get a glass of. Okay, so we're back to the strings attached website, and we like to use this as our master site for all the information that goes out to the world about our concerts and activities. And the first thing you want to do to get to the back end for the calendar, you want to get a little closer? You see it fine? Okay. Is you're going to go to stringsattached.org and then put in saadmin, saadmin, and that takes us to the area where we can add dates to the website. And then I also like to have a little handy HTML editor like this one right here open, so that we can create HTML to cut and paste and make it look really nice, put photos, videos. We want to make the presentation as wow factor as possible that we can with photos and video to get people to be interested. It's better to have multimedia than just plain text, so we can use this editor to add those things into it. What else? We got the website open, and you might need Google occasionally to look up addresses. So for this particular example, I'm using our strings attached dance variety band show on February 17th at Jovita's. And what I'm going to do is look up the address for Jovita's on Google, because I don't have it memorized, and put that in there next, so I can just cut and paste. Actually, all this information looks kind of cool, so I'm going to copy that, put it in here. You notice that it's making everything, looks to me like it's making everything bold. It's pretty large, so I'm going to reduce it down. Where's the font? Size, here we go, 10. That's too small, so say maybe right about 14. That's good. Okay, and excuse me, I might put a link to the Jovita's website. That's over here, jovitas.com. So I can click on the link thing right here. Put Jovita's, what was it? Yeah, okay. Right? Okay, so we just added a link, boom, just like that. And now, if they're, I'm going to put the cover information, so it's $8 at the door. Or he can just work in there, on the kitchen. Yeah, you can plug in direct, too. I'm talking to Joshua now, so make this tape. There's a little direct connection. Just 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, so we added the $8 at the cover of the door. Although maybe we should put that below here. Just keep all this information about the venue together in one place. Maybe space it out a little bit like that. So you got the who, the what. The who is a variety band. When. And the location. The place is a lot about the what and how much. How much. And then the next thing I would do is, can you see anything missing? Did I leave anything out? Time. Oh yeah, very important. Put that up here after. Starts at, what is it again? 8 o'clock? 8 to 10? Okay. So, 8 to 10 p.m. Believe it or not, people need the p.m. to be in there. They occasionally call me, is that a show at 8 a.m.? So as much information in here to, get them to the place, the time, how much it costs, everything that everybody would ask about going to a show. And then the next thing I would have is just a short, maybe 1 or 2 sentences about that particular show. And so I would put that in your strings attached. I know that this is our first show, so I'm going to say presents its first dance band show at whatever at Jovita's, and then just some more information about it. I might put a few more sentences, but I'll just leave it at that for the purposes of this video right now. And the next section I would excuse me. I would add a video, and what we can do for that is we'll go over to YouTube and make sure you're well, actually, in this case, I'm going to use Celebrate with Strings Attached because I know there's some videos there for this particular band. Right here, Dance Variety. So sometimes you might go to YouTube, to pick out a video that's specific for that show, something that's gives the prospective listener, audience member, an idea of what this show is going to sound like. So this video right here is a great one, this first one. And I can right-click on it to get, actually I can get the embed code just by right-clicking on it. Copy embed code. Another way to get to it is just double-click on it, or actually let's see, click over here, and then you go down here to share, and this gives you a few more customization options. When you click embed, and then you go down here, you can see all these different sizes. So we're eventually going to be putting it onto this page, so I'm going to try the 560x315, but I'm thinking that's probably going to be too big. So we'll just copy that. And where was I? Where'd it go? Oh, okay, right. This will give you a chance to look at the size. So now we're going to go in source code, and we're going to put it right after Jovita's. So we're going to look for that down here. So if you look at all this code and you go, oh my gosh, I can't figure it out, you can always go find Jovita's. And it's going to, oh, there it is right there. Okay. So I'm going to put it after all this code, so I just put it right in. Now, if you need there to be a paragraph return, you probably know that. It's P, right? Do that. See how that looks? Let's click the source deal. So maybe that's too much. I can just back it up a little bit like that. And it's pretty large. Okay, so I've got the video, I've got the few sentences about the date, everything's in there, ready to go. If I wanted to put a picture, I could just go up here and click image, and I could pick a photo. Let's see. Here we go. Let's say I'll just pick one from the website. How about that? Just to use as an example. I'll go over here to pictures, and let's grab this guy right here. And right click on it, gets me the image URL. See, like that. And that's going to come in handy. I'm going to need that. So, but if I wanted to put a picture in here, I've got the cursor where I want the picture to go. Maybe I'll go down one more. Click this, and URL goes there. And boom, we've got the picture. And if I wanted to resize it, I would just click on it and go back to this deal. And over here where it says width and height, if I click this little locking button, that should lock the ratio. So if I put in 200, see how it makes the height, proportional. So you can go 250. You have a question? Yeah, I'm recording. But I can pause it. What? I'll try it. I'm not sure if it works. I'll be done here in just a second. Or let me stop a second. I can pause. Back to the video. So that's how you can adjust. If you don't have that lock ratio clicked, then it's going to look weird. Like, watch. Like that. So have this, and then you can kind of just mess around with the size by eye. So anyway, so that's how you add a photo if you feel like you need to add a photo. Maybe there's, in the case of a show that has multiple artists, you might want to add, pictures of the artist and put a caption who the artist is. But we're not going to use a photo on this because I'll show you in a second. This this video could also be a playlist. In this case, I just put one video. Excuse me. Let me show you really quick how to do the playlist code. Let's just do that. If we go to my video manager here, it says video manager, you click on that. All kinds of helpful info in this video. You click on playlists, and then you find your playlist that you need. As the internet creeps along at extremely slow paste. So let's just say I'll use this one right here, Music in Austin. And if I click on it, and it gives me this share thing here, and then I go embed just like this video. It gives me all the same options I can change. So that's how you get to the, and you just cut and paste that into this same spot. Okay, so we're going to say this is done. So I'm going to click on source to get the source, copy all of that, and then we go over to log in for the website, strings attached website, admin, SA, admin. Whoop. Let's do that again, SA, admin. I'm waiting for the user password prompt to come up. Wondering why it's going back to this bio page, because that's not what I put in. SA add MIN. Hello, wake up. Maybe we have an issue here. I'm going to pause and be right back. All right, we're back over, and now this prompt comes up, authentication. I put in username is going to be CJ. Password is going to be romberger, ROMBERGER. And I'm going to pause until Amanda's finished doing that. We come into this area and we click on Shows Administration. And this is where we add a show. We click Add Show. And then you get all these fields that you're going to fill in. Artist is going to be strings attached, or in most cases it's going to be strings attached. And then the next one is, okay, under show type you're just going to pull down to strings. Then artist, then title is going to be, we'll just call this Dance Variety Band. And then venue, Jovitas. If I can just spell right. Let's see. Excuse me. Concert date. Now this is very important. You enter it exactly like this. 2/17/2012, 8 p.m. Copy that field, paste it into the second concert date field. There's a little glitch in the system that forces you have to enter both of these fields exactly like this. If there's one show, if there's two shows in a night, then you can change this to be whatever the time is of the second concert. Okay, short description. If you want to go over to your, well, now I got to stop this because now I got this. Be right back. Yum. Okay, I'm drinking a nice smoothie now. Okay, so where were we? We were going to go back here and copy the description, like a one-sentence description of the event. Paste it into this field, and then the next section is where you're going to put in your custom HTML that you did over in this editor. So click on source, copy the HTML, paste it in here. That's going to have your video and all the information about the show. And then you got your ticket URL. In this case, there's no URL or place to send people to buy tickets, so you leave that blank. This high and low sample is actually a link for people to hear the music. Now, we included a video, so that doesn't really, we don't really need to put a URL in there for music. The high resolution, these two down here are for photos. So we're going to get a link from the strings attached Celebrate site over here. We're going to get photos. We'll right click on this one because it's actually the band that's going to be performing. It's the closest photo for the band. Copy the image URL and just paste it into both fields. We don't have to worry about low res or high res anymore. And then you click on add and you are done adding that show to the website. And if you want to go over and check to make sure it's appearing, and just click in stringsattached.org. Boy, here we go. And you can see that photo is a little weird looking. Actually, it needs to be square. So if I were really doing this right now, I'd want to go back and make sure that I pick a photo that is square. Now, looks like there's a lot of space in here, but this is what came up. So, but everything looks good. 8 o'clock, dance variety band. I might put strings attached dance variety band in there to make it more specific, although it is right here. But you can see all the information's there, and we've got the video embedded, and how to get there, number, cost at the door. But I want to take out some of these spaces, so I'm going to do that next. Okay, I want to show you how I fixed this code problem. I went back over here to the editor that we were using and noticed that it was set on H1 heading, just like that. So I selected everything and changed it to normal formatting, just like that. And I clicked on the source, copied it, and pasted it back in, and this is how it came out. So this is much better. Strings attached, variety band, everything looks good. So that is how you enter a show. I definitely want to go back and change this photo to be square. It looks pretty weird. Okay, so I would open that up in Photoshop and then post it into a square template and then resave it and then re-upload it. But that's too much for this video, but that's basically how you add dates to the strings attached calendar. If I wanted to go back and edit, I would go back to the page here where it says shows admin, and I would click on the show that I want to edit right here. I would just click on this and then go through and make the changes. We're all done.